to another episode of Author Fan Face Off. I am Leaping Librarian Stacey Rattner, and my fantastic co-host is author Steve Sheinkin. And today we have Janae Marks, and I'm so excited because here's my library copy. And the book is from the Desk of Zoe Washington, and this is, I love this book because it's got so much in it and done so well, like social justice and friendship and baking and ice cream and music, and it's just family. I mean, so much wrapped up and so great. I had it on my mock Newbery 2021 list, and I got all my kids reading it. So we're super excited to have you. And you know how this works, right? We have one great author who is Janae Marks, one fabulous book, and one fabulous fan, super fan. And we'll see who knows the book better. Steve's going to introduce your fan.
All right, Janae, you're going to be up against Solana today, an 8th grader from your own state of Connecticut. You guys haven't planned ahead or anything or met outside of the studio, right?
We have not.
Okay, good. Solana is a writer herself and a musician, songwriter. I like what you said. You said you start stories, but they don't always get finished, which we can all relate to as writers. That's really funny. But this was a book that you particularly chose when thinking about a challenge. So you feel ready? I'm going to just jump right in with some questions. I'm going to give one to Solana first. Early in the story, Zoe gets an internship at this business in Boston.
Ari's Cakes.
Ari's Cakes, yes. And as Stacey said, baking is going to be a real key to this story. And for Janae, Zoe is hoping to audition to be a contestant on this TV show.
Okay, the Kids Bake Challenge show on the Food Network.
Absolutely.
Yay. All right. You guys are doing awesome. How you feel? Good?
Good.
Yeah, that one was easier because I always, whenever I pitched the book to people, I mention it. So I'm like, oh, that's fresh in my mind.
Okay.
The name of the show.
All right. So Lana, the first song Marcus recommends to Zoe is Isn't She Lovely by this artist?
Stevie Wonder.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. And I want our viewers to know that there is a Spotify playlist on Janae's website. So you can hear all the songs from the book. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then Janae, for her birthday, Zoe gets a cookbook by this 13-year-old pastry chef.
Okay, I think it's Ruby Willow.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. That was actually one that I might have forgotten, but I'm glad I remembered it. That's actually going to be the name of Zoe before I switched it because I saw that there was another book featuring a character with an incarcerated parent, Ruby on the outside. So I was like, oh, I don't want to have like too similar. So I ended up changing it to Zoe. So I was like, I'll give Ruby to a different character in the book.
All right. So a question for Solana. What is Marcus's nickname for Zoe?
Little Tomato.
Yes, Little Tomato. And their letters back and forth. We always like to describe the story a little bit, but not give spoilers, which is kind of tricky. But of course, their letters back and forth are a real heart to the story. And speaking of those letters, Janae, we know that Zoe is mainly a pastry chef, but Marcus does suggest in one of his letters a savory dish. He shares a family recipe. What is that recipe?
Macaroni and cheese.
Right. Which I've heard is Stacey's favorite dish.
Yum, 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 yum.
It is.
I mean, who doesn't love macaroni and cheese?
No. Okay. And Solana, Marcus suggests this unique ingredient for Zoe's cupcake recipe.
Cereal.
Mm-hmm. The Fruit Loop recipe is also on Janae's website.
Really?
It is, yeah.
So have you tried, Janae? Have you made those?
Yeah, not until after the book was about to come out. I kind of just Googled when I was writing and saw that I knew about cereal milk as an ingredient in cakes. Like there's this bakery milk bar, which uses cereal milk in one of the recipes, but they use cornflakes. And so I was like, I bet, you could just replace a different cereal. So I Googled and saw that somebody had done this with Fruit Loops before. So I was like, okay, it exists. I will write this into the story. And then when the book was about to come out, I was like, you know what, I should probably bake these. So then I did like take that recipe I had found, and that was a cake recipe. So I turned it into cupcakes, but and it came out pretty good.
Great. No, I love all the bakery scenes. And Janae, what is Zoe's favorite ice cream shop?
JP Licks.
And is that your favorite ice cream shop?
When I went to college in that area, it was. So yeah, I used to go there. It used to be right down the street from where I went to college. And so I used to go there all the time.
All right, you guys are great experts. We sort of expected that. We're just going to keep going and use tiebreakers if we need them. So Solana, this is a big part of the story. What is the Innocence Project?
The Innocence Project is a project that helps people come out of jail if they were charged with something that they didn't actually do, if they were innocent.
Exactly. And this is a small detail for Janae, but it is the 10th question, so it has to be hard. When Zoe sees Trevor at the library, what book is Trevor, checking out?
Oh gosh. That is a hard one. I feel like, I think this is one of the earlier ones. I think earlier on he was reading a Jason Reynolds book, but I don't think he was, or was it? Or maybe I'll go with that just because I know that at one point I think he reads Ghost by Jason Reynolds, but I don't know if that's
yeah.
Oh, it is? Okay, because I thought like maybe he was reading it earlier. Oh, cool. Okay. I wasn't quite sure.
All right. Well, it's tied, so we got to go with the bonus.
Okay.
Are you guys ready? So, Grandma shares this quote with Zoe. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. Who said it?
Oh my gosh. I'm like totally blanking. I don't know.
Okay.
I feel like
No, that's okay. I was just, if you know it, I want to let you do it, but
yeah, no.
Okay. It was Maya Angelou.
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I was like,
I totally
my brain somewhere.
No, I think it was only mentioned one. That's only mentioned one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, we have other questions to try and get Solana.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, let's say here's a really hard one. Another one but it is mentioned once or twice, maybe more than once. Zoe's dog. What is the name of Zoe's dog?
Okay, I'm gonna let Solana answer this one.
Butternut?
Yeah.
So that one I'll always remember because that's my childhood dog's name.
Oh, okay.
So I'll never forget that name.
That was good of you to let Challenger answer that one. Maybe we should just pick one more and say winner take all.
What does Professor Susan Thomas teach at Harvard?
Should
you
just like say it?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Is it math?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the problems for me when I'm trying to write stories is that I have so many ideas, and then I always start I'll be writing a story, and then the next day I'll be like, I just got a really good idea for a story, and then I'll start a completely new story.
Oh, like a new story.
Never finish them is like the problem.
Yeah, well, one thing some writers do when they have lots of ideas, they just get a notebook or have a document on their computer, and they just write down the idea. Write up everything you can think of for that idea so you don't forget, and then say okay, as soon as I finish this other thing, I will let myself play with this other idea. Or you can even sometimes it's fine to have multiple things going on at once. Like you could be working on one story, and then when you feel frustrated, you can always jump to the other story that you're excited about too. So I don't necessarily think there's anything wrong with jumping around and doing different things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's necessarily a problem. But if you really want to finish something, you can just kind of tell yourself, okay, I have this shiny new idea, they call it sometimes, but I'm not going to let myself play with that shiny new idea until I get to the end of this idea. You could just challenge yourself to do that. But if not, just go with wherever your muse takes you, because you have the freedom and flexibility to do that now. So why not?